Hi, I'm Alexandra Doke. I play Sewer Girl in City on Fire, and you're watching Young Entertainment Mag.
Perfect. So we're all really, really excited to see the show and get to know your character and get to see the type of world that's created in the show. So what was your audition process like? How much did you know about the project before going into the audition? Did you know that it was City on Fire? How much were you told about the project?
I did. I figured that out by the time I got the audition for Sewer Girl. I had auditioned for another role in September of the prior year, so I had read the pilot and I loved the script. So I was really excited to get another audition for Sewer Girl. And yeah, at that point, I figured out it was City on Fire. And I reread the pilot and figured out it was based on a novel, and I fell in love. It was great.
Very cool. Have you gotten a chance to read the novel yet, or did you kind of want to keep your interpretation separate from the novel?
I
What was that like?
did. Yeah, I read it after I found out I booked the role. And then before I got to New York, I was able to finish it. And yeah,
Very cool. And what
thank
did
you.
you think? Would you say, well, we don't want to tease too much, but would you say it's pretty similar to the novel, or are there aspects that are different?
I would say there are aspects that are different for sure, but there are definitely a lot of parallels throughout the novel.
Very cool. Yeah, we're all really, really excited to see what that's like and see how it translates from the book to being on screen. And one thing that we also really like about this series is that it's a Josh Schwartz and Stephanie Savage production. We're all big fans of like their Gossip Girl rendition and the OC and things like that. So, were they present for your audition? And even throughout filming, what was it like working with them or working on one of their projects?
It was a dream come true. I was a huge Gossip Girl fan, so yeah, definitely a dream come true. I They weren't there for my audition because it was a tape, but when I did the producer session, they were in the room and they were on set basically every day. They were very hands-on and very open to suggestions and had a lot of great suggestions as well. So they were very, welcoming and yeah, it was very exciting.
Awesome. So since you mentioned that's interesting how you auditioned for the project before you auditioned for Sewer. So what was your process like for auditioning for Sewer or becoming Sewer?
Yeah, so for the audition process, I definitely saw her as this very edgy, spunky, kind of dry humor. I kind of added that spin to it, and I auditioned for it, and then about a month later, my manager called me and said they wanted to do a producer session. And so I did the producer session over Zoom the next day, and I found out they were sending their top choices to screen test. But because it was all over Zoom at the time, everything was recorded. So they just sent in the recorded producer session for our tests. And then later that week, I found out I booked the role. So it was really exciting.
Very cool.
Uh,
So you mentioned Sewer's sense of humor. What would you say is your favorite thing about her? Is it that sense of humor?
I definitely, her sense of humor is a big one. I also just love her confidence, and just her ability to go up to anybody and make friends and just be like, come backstage with me. And that's definitely rubbed off on me in real life, which is cool. I also love her outfits. I'm obsessed with her wardrobe. I feel like over time, I've also meshed her wardrobe with mine, and so I carry a little bit of her everywhere, which is great.
Cool. It's interesting how you mentioned her fashion choice because that's one of the things that we really love about her, and we were curious. Did you have any input on that, or what were you told about that process? Was it a combination of hair and makeup that went into the Sewer Girl look?
Yeah, definitely. The day I booked it, Josh and Stephanie called me and they were like, "How do you feel about a mullet?" And I was terrified and excited, so I was like, "Let's do it." And then, they sent in some photos of ideas for the style of the mullet, and I found the one that I felt best fit the character. And then as for wardrobe, Sammy Ratner, who's incredible, like she had this mood board for every character, and mine had a lot of childlike elements, and just to kind of show Sewer Girl's youth and innocence behind all of the edginess. Um, and so I felt that it was all really spot on. And so I was excited and ready to go with all the ideas they had.
Very cool. Back to your character. So, what is your process like getting into the character of Sewer Girl? It seems like the mullet definitely helps.
Right?
But
Yeah.
what else do you do to prepare to turn into that character?
I did a lot of, I felt like I had already kind of related to her in certain aspects, like the dry humor, kind of what we were talking about, and her quirkiness. But as for the other aspects, I started journaling in character, and just to kind of get a sense of how she felt internally about everything going on, and how her past and her upbringing reflects how she is now. Um, and I feel like that really rounded everything out for me.
Yeah, that sounds like a really interesting like acting technique to really get into the mind of that character.
It's so fun. I had never tried it before, and I was like, might as well, I have a journal here, so let's just see what happens. And it really like flipped a switch for me so fast. And it became addicting. I've been doing that for every character since, and yeah, it's really cool process.
Cool, I love that.
Thanks. Yeah.
So, was there anything that was challenging either about becoming this character or even just about filming in general? Was there anything challenging that came with playing this part? And if so, how did you overcome it?
Definitely. I felt, just because this was my first series regular role, and there was already a novel to kind of back her personality and everything. I just wanted to make sure I was giving the character justice. And so I feel like overcoming that nervousness of making sure I'm doing it all right and all that, I just kind of had to learn to trust myself. And, you know, I got great advice from Josh and Stephanie, and especially having the novel to look at. If there was anything I was confused about, I think that all really helped. Um, yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, it's cool always having like source material that you can look at and then also having such collaborative people during the production. That must have made the atmosphere on set very interesting too. So, do you remember a certain scene or a certain episode that you would say was your favorite to shoot?
Oh yeah. I definitely the concert day was the best day of my life. Like, it was literally just a free concert all day, and seeing Max and the band perform. They were all just so good. And especially, the crowd and everything, we all had the same energy. Like, none of that was acting. We were all just so excited to be there. It was fun.
Yeah, I totally get that. I mean,
Yeah.
like you said, free concert.
Right? Like, who doesn't want to do
Experience.
that? Yeah.
So perfect. Do you have since that was your favorite scene to shoot, do you have another scene that you're pretty fond of, whether you were in it or not, throughout the entire series?
Yes. There's this one scene with Nico, who plays William, and he's showing like the artwork that he's done. And um without saying too much, he just, the product of the art that he's showing is just hilarious. It is so funny. And Nico's delivery is just spot on. I was dying. It was so good.
That's awesome. So whether it's working with Nico or working with anyone else on the production, was there anything that you took acting wise from this production or that you learned from playing Sewer Girl that you're going to take uh, with you for future roles?
Definitely. I would say one of the biggest things that I was really inspired by, working with Max, who plays Nikki Chaos. He just was so comfortable on camera, and he just knew, if the cameras kept rolling, after a scene ended, he would just come up with quick lines, little improvs here and there. He always had little ideas to bring to the role. Even if it was the smallest scene, it's like we're walking somewhere and that's the entirety of it. But he had ideas ready. And I thought that was really, really creative and just really amazing to watch. So I really want to take that into my future roles.
Great. And we're all really excited to see it as viewers too. So I'm sure that's going to translate for people watching the show as well.
Yeah.
But since the show is called City on Fire, we're obviously very curious about any fire aspects that are a part of the show. How did filming those types of big elaborate scenes? What was that like, and how did that come about on set? What was that process like?
Yeah, it was so amazing. So we were able to be there when the fires were happening, but we had doubles. And so we would film the scene. And then when the actual fire happened, we would either jump cut or we would just kind of mime it. And then we would do a take with the doubles and the actual fire. And we would have to be behind the monitors, but we all would crowd around like children. We're like, oh my God, it's happening, it's happening. And so that was really cool process to see. And especially because there's, yeah, so many. It's a city on fire. And so it never got boring. It's great.
Yeah, I bet. Did those scenes were they did they take multiple days at a time?
Um, there was one that did. As for the others, they all actually didn't take up much time at all. We were fortunate. We got all of the fires in, I believe, one take, if I'm not mistaken. And so, yeah, they were on top of it. They really knew what they were doing. And it was a breeze. Yeah, it was great.
Very cool. So now that you've had the experience of getting familiar with the novel and playing the character and now seeing the show come to be, what has your experience been like watching the show? And is there a certain uh, scene that you're most proud of, or a certain aspect of your character that you're most proud of?
Yeah, it was kind of an out of body experience in a way because, you're watching a show, but you know what happens, and also it's like also looking into a time capsule.
Yeah.
I would be watching scenes and I'm like, oh, this is the day that, this happened, or, this was my birthday, whatever. Just little things like that. But then, I still found myself really drawn to the story, and especially getting to see the other half of the ensemble cast, because I was only working in my little corner. And so it was really cool to see everyone else's performances and see it all come together. And yeah, as for what I was most proud of, I think I was really proud of getting to, I'm trying to think of how I can say this without like spoilers and stuff like that. I really was proud of how everything came together in the end. Especially, being with, I'd never been with a character for more than, a few weeks, and being with Sewer Girl for 5 months. It was really cool to get fully grounded into that character. And especially when the show gets intense and really heavy, I was really happy with the outcome of how much we all kept the stakes up and everything. And I think that we all really meshed well as an ensemble, and I was really excited.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's one of the things that's definitely going to translate when the audience watches the show. And what is something that you hope the audience takes away from watching?
Ooh, I really hope that they take away, we're all, no matter what background we're from, we're more alike than we are different. And I think that we're all just wanting the same thing. We all want to be accepted and loved for who we are and have good people around us to support us.
I love that. That's such a great message, and I think the audience is really gonna take to that for sure.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. So now we want to do a little bit of a rapid fire question
Let's
segment
do
with
it.
you.
I'm ready.
Um, And these are also some questions that our viewers are really interested in as well, but they're going to be rapid fire. So first thing that comes to your mind, what do you think would be Sewer's go-to Starbucks order?
Ooh, oh, probably a frappuccino. I know she loves sugar, like vanilla bean frappuccino. Yeah.
I can relate. Friends
Right.
are always like, if you need your sugar fix, that's a good one to go to.
1,000%. They're addicting.
Now, in real life, what's your favorite thing to eat at Crafty?
Ooh. Oh my God. Okay. They had these brownies and they were almost like cheesecake brownies or something. They were so, so good. I wish I could explain it more. It was the best thing I've ever had in my life.
So you and Sewer Girl both kind of have a sweet tooth?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
We're
I
like
love
that way.
that. So if you could choose three emojis to best describe Sewer Girl, what do you think they would be?
Okay, the cowboy boot emoji for sure. Um, oh, the little emoji where it's like a heart, but it's with your hands, it's like
Oh
like
yeah. Yeah.
and
That's a good
then
one.
maybe like the monkeys that are like see no evil,
Oh
it's
yeah.
probably like this one where she's like, ah, yeah.
That's a great one. I think that's a love it. Perfect.
Amazing.
Those are great choices. Um, do you think in a relationship, what do you think Sewer Girl's biggest ick would be in a relationship?
Definitely someone who wants to be monogamous, hands
Hmm,
down.
interesting.
Yeah.
And finally, this could be for you or for Sewer Girl. Um, what would your get ready with me routine be like? Or let's
Ooh,
do both. What do you think Sewer Girl's get ready with me routine would be like, and what was yours for a day on set?
okay. Sewer girls, she gets up, she eats cereal, whatever is around the kitchen, right? She gets ready for the day. She puts on her cute little fit for the day. And then she goes and helps Nikki with whatever chores or other things need to be helped with. And yeah, I would say that's her day. Right?
That sounds pretty fabulous.
Cool. Yeah, sounds exciting, right?
Yeah.
And then I would say so my get ready with me before set, I would wake up, I would blast Incinerate by Sonic Youth. It's like one of my favorite songs. I would drink a Celsius and I'd have a protein bar and I would dance around my apartment like a child. And then I would throw on an outfit and go to set.
Awesome. We're always so excited to hear like whenever music influences people, and it seems like with a lot of actors, they have like a certain playlist that kind of gets them hyped or a certain song. And so, since you revealed yours, what would be one song that you think would be top of Supergirl's playlist?
Ooh, okay. I would say, actually, I do feel Incinerate would be one, but another one, I feel like she listens to, um, I feel like she listens to The Cure, or something by Cake, maybe, Never There by Cake,
Ooh,
maybe.
that's a good choice.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love that. So it seems like she's kind of into like a little bit of vintage stuff, not so much
Yeah,
top 40.
yeah, probably more of like the early, late 90s, early 2000s rock, I would say. So yeah, something in that department for sure.
Awesome. I love it. Those are great choices. And those are all the questions that I have for you about your process and about playing Sewer. And we are all really, really excited to see Sewer Girl come to life in this series.
Thank you so much.
And congratulations on the success on the series and
Thank you.
with its premiere coming very, very soon. We're all really, really excited. And it was a real pleasure speaking to you today.
Thank you. Same with you. This was so fun.
Yeah, thanks so much. And also, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but your blazer, I absolutely love it. It's so cute.
Thank you. I got it from Zara and it has like a
Ooh,
matching like short skirt kind of a thing.
I
You
love
have to get
that.
it. So
It,
cute.
it kind of reminds me of like Sharpay Evans, but with the set, it kind of seems like it's also like a Cher Horowitz kind of outfit too. Like it's a
Oh my
combo of both of
God.
those.
That is like the best compliment I could get.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah. So congratulations on the show, and well done on the outfit too.
Thank
Just
you so
personally, I
much.
have to give you a thumbs up on the outfit.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome. So thanks so much, and we're gonna try to get this up as soon as possible. We'll let you know when it's published.
Perfect. Thank you so much. It was so nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you too. Thank
Bye.
you.
Have a good day.
You too. Thanks.